Okay, this one is mainly for you men out there. Today we're going to be talking about why women leave relationships. So, are you listening? Now, certainly, if you're a woman and you're reading this or watching this, then some of this might ring true. If you're a man, you got to watch out. If you're recognizing these situations, then you better start turning them around, or you may find yourself not in a relationship a whole lot longer. So, that being said, I am Guy Ardito, relationship expert, strategist, coach, and author, and I help couples repair their relationship and have thriving marriages. So, what is the top reason that women leave? Well, drum roll. They feel like they have to take care of everything. And listen up, guys. Most divorces are actually initiated by women. So I got to tell you, there's a real risk here, and you want to make sure you're not on the losing end of it. Now, look, it would be inaccurate and sexist to suggest that what I'm about to talk about is always going on in terms of the men doing and not doing what the woman is complaining about. But the simple fact of the matter is that even in today's day and age, these patterns still show up with remarkable regularity. Now, sometimes, it's the man complaining more than the woman because the roles are a little bit reversed. Sometimes there's a little bit of a mix, and one partner has one set of complaints and the other partner has the balance of complaints. The issue is that all of these are really actually pretty big deals, and if they're left unhandled, if they're left to fester, they ultimately erode at the relationship. They wear it away until there's strain, stress, resentment, love starts disappearing, you start having conflict, and then divorce is just around the corner. So, what more specifically are the problem areas? Okay, well, number one, housework. No big surprise here, right? Whether you have a house or an apartment, if you're living together, things need to get done, right? Meals need to get taken care of, dishes need to get cleaned, the house needs to get cleaned, there are issues around laundry, all kinds of sundry things, grocery shopping, that just take time. And some people really hate them, some people enjoy them, some people kind of neutral, but they take time and they need to get done. And if one person is feeling it all falls upon them, that's not fair. And remember, the key word in relationship is partnership, right? It's great to be friends. It's great to be lovers. You kind of need that. But at the end of the day, you also have to be partners. And it's this lack of partnership I'm going to be talking about today in each of these issues. And that's really kind of what it boils down to. Okay, number two, making sure that there are dates and time together, right? I'm sure you love your spouse. I'm sure your spouse loves you and you enjoy each other. But sometimes life has a way of getting in the way, especially today when people are working so much and the commutes are longer, and if you have children, and I can relate to all of that. So you actually have to wind up scheduling dates and making time to be together. And then when you are together, you actually have to be present. I talk about this over and over again, right? It's not enough to kind of be sitting down in the same room and you're each looking at your own book or your phone or something. You have to actually connect in some way. Even if you're just really exhausted at the end of the day and just kind of want to plop and watch some TV together, it's really better if you can at least sit next to each other, hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, even kind of hold hands, maybe give each other a little shoulder caress or kiss, at the commercial breaks or something, just to kind of create a little bit more of that connection. All right. Number three, the next level of that is the sexual part of the relationship and the initiation of it. And again, it's easy for that to kind of fall by the wayside, especially when lives are busy, when there are issues around growing resentments about chores and whatnot not getting done. Sometimes there are health issues that need to be addressed, whether they're physical health issues or mental health issues. But the point is that without having that regular sexual connection, and look, different partners need it in different ways, different means of expression and different amounts of regularity. I'm not here to tell you what's right, but I am here to tell you that if you're not both satisfied with what you're getting and how regularly getting it, then there are going to be issues, because that is a key part of keeping the emotional intimacy strong between the two of you. So it really needs to be attended to, just like your car or your house. It needs to be cleaned, it needs to be repaired, it needs to be maintained. The sexual aspect needs to be looked after just as much. Similarly, just general aspects around the relationship itself. If your partner is feeling that they are the one who always has to bring up issues around the relationship, things that aren't working, or maybe goals for you guys to move toward, that's not going to feel fair. It's going to feel like it's all upon them. Here's one that really nobody I've ever met enjoys doing. Maybe some people do, and that's taking care of the bills. I'm not talking about earning money. I'm not even talking about looking after finances in terms of investments, because that doesn't really affect that many couples. But every couple has to pay their bills every month, and there can be a bunch of them. And especially if money is feeling stressful for you, that can be a reminder of the fact that it's stressful. And if one person is feeling beleaguered that they always have to attend to the bills and look after them, that's going to be an issue. And finally, maybe the biggest one after chores is childcare. Okay, who's actually taking care of the kids? Who's making sure they're fed? Who's making sure they're cleaned? Who's putting them to bed? Who's dealing with discipline? Who's helping with homework? This is incredibly taxing, both for time, energy, and patience. Again, trust me, I know I've been through it and I'm still in it myself, so I get it. But this is an issue that needs to be handled. And you guys need to look at each other as partners in this relationship, in this thing that is your marriage. And again, there's no right or wrong answer as to how you work it out. Some couples work best by finding ways to divide the labor in each of these categories. Some people prefer to have zones, like in football or something. And you have zones, and one person handles this and another person handles that. But it has to be equitable. So how do you actually go about it? Well, here's a solution, especially for you men out there, for the people who feel like the complaints are being lobbied out them. This should be a wake-up call. Just pay more attention, right? It's really a matter of effort. Be more proactive in terms of everything that I just mentioned, in terms of things around the house, general chores, dishes, grocery shopping, cleaning, taking care of the kids, talking about the relationship, validating your partner, letting them know how much you care, letting them know how much you want to be with them, making sure to spend time with them, being present when you're with them, and paying attention to them so that you can kind of suss out where they are and what their needs are before they get upset and without them having to ask. And conversely, if you are the woman or the one who is feeling beleaguered, feeling like you're at the point of doing the complaining, you have got to take a stand. You've got to ask for help, number one. You can't press it down, bottle it up, and then later explode. It's not healthy for you, and it's honestly not fair to your partner. You've got to express the fact that you're upset, but you can't attack them, right? That's just going to make your partner defensive. So you've really got to do a lot of emotional management on your own. And think about leverage, right? What could you tell them would be great for them if they pick up some of the slack? And what will be painful for them if they don't? Maybe it's going to be how great your sex life would be if they do X, Y, and Z, and how much worse it's probably going to get if they don't. Now, that may sound like a silly example, but frankly, it works in a lot of cases, and there are some famous stories from history of the Roman Senate, if you want to look that up, about a kind of strike, you might say, that the senatorial wives staged in unison in order to deal with some legislation. It's actually a pretty fascinating story. And finally, help him, or if the roles are reversed, right, her, understand the imbalance, how it hurts you and how it hurts the relationship and interferes with the relationship being strong and staying strong moving forward. Because I pretty much guarantee you, both of you want the relationship to last, right? Marriages take work, even if you're not married. If you're in a long-term relationship, they take work. But if either of you wanted to leave, you'd already have your foot out the door, basically, right? You're already making it happen. So the fact that you're both in it means you really want to be there. And it's a remarkable opportunity to grow together, to build an amazing life together, to create something better than either of you could on your own. So I hope you found this information useful. Go out today, apply it to your own marriage, and right below, let me know what you think about it. If you're interested in any of my online training programs, such as the Thriving Marriage, or some coaching, whether the group coaching or the one-on-one coaching, just go to my website. That's GuyArdito.com, GuyArdito.com. All the information is there. So until next time, I look forward to when we speak again. I look forward to you having a thriving marriage. And remember, life is an adventure. Live in love.